Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here from NBC Sports Bay Area. Jeff Wilson is back. He was already on the field practicing after being signed earlier today, and he looks as good as he did in 2022, the last time he was a 49er. He spent 3 years in Miami, and he said, it's a breath of fresh air. It feels like riding a bike, back at it, and he's so happy. He said it was really challenging time between what happened last season and the off season and not being on a team, and now finally re-signing with the 49ers, and he's back, and he caught a few passes, he ran the ball. He said it's going to be a little bit of getting to know his offensive linemen, and the terminology is a little bit different after spending 3 years with Mike McDaniel, but he's really excited to be back. So good to have Jeff Wilson Jr. back, but it really is because there are so many injuries. So many injuries. So Amir Abdullah, season ending IR, rib injury. He's just not going to be able to play. So he's out for the season. Jordan James, broken finger. He will be back in maybe a couple weeks. Isaac Guerrero, shoulder injury from that special teams play, weeks probably. It's not great for. Let me pull up the whole injury list here. Um, so many injuries. So especially with the running backs room and the wide receivers room. Jordan James, this is a big one. Also, high ankle sprain, could be out a month. I've had a high ankle sprain. They suck. Low ankle sprains suck. I recently had a low ankle sprain. You all know that I had a foot issue. So injuries, guys that were out today: Jordan James, Trey Brown, he was running with the threes during the game. Richie Grant, Robert Beal had a sack. He was out today. Guys that are still out: Renardo Green, they were hoping to have him back tomorrow, but he didn't pass his tests. And that is like the monitors. It's the little kind of thing that everybody thinks, oh, they're wearing sports bras, but it's not. It's a tracker. There's GPS trackers in those harnesses that they wear. And if they don't hit their speed marks, then they're not allowed to come back to practice. So Renardo Green was supposed to come back on Tuesday, not going to come back, maybe Thursday for the joint practice against the Raiders. Joanne Jennings still out with a calf injury, no timetable on that. Little bit of good news: Jacob Cowing, he hit his markers, so he will be back at practice on Tuesday. Hopefully he'll be able to bounce back and be, build on what he put together during the mini camp and OTAs. Right, so Jacob Cowing is back. Upton Stout, they also thought he was going to be back, but he is not. Potentially on Thursday. He was sore. It's a calf muscle for him. Like I said, as Isaac Guerrero out, Jordan James out, Fabian Moreau, the cornerback, he's out, and then 4 defensive linemen out. It is Kevin Givens, Sam Okwanu, Jordan Elliott, and Michael Williams. So we saw Michael Williams walking around pregame, and he's still limping a little bit, but Kyle Shanahan said it's going to be about a week. Sam Okwanu with a groin, going to be a couple weeks. Kevin Givens not till midseason. And then, Robert Beal out now too. So a lot of injuries on the defensive line. They did bring a new guy in, and he actually made some plays. I mean, granted, he was with the twos, but he's a guy who tipped a ball right to Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa got an interception today. Trevis Gibson. So he got pressure on one of the plays. He also tipped a ball right into Nick Bosa's hands. So right away, guys that are signing really have no time to adjust. They are just getting thrown into the fire, which is why it's good to get guys like Robbie Chosen, who's been with the team before. Russell Gage obviously was with the team last year a little bit, and Jeff Wilson Jr., who has been on the team. They know they don't have to study the playbook as long. They can just hit the ground running. That's why they're getting guys who sound familiar or are familiar. Really short practice on Monday. They'll go back at it for a longer practice on Tuesday. But Monday, short practice, 5 series for Brock Purdy, 5 series for Mac Jones. No one-on-ones because they are so injured. Normally we get to see defensive backs versus defensive backs versus wide receivers, and running backs versus linebackers, but there was none of that today. No offensive line, defensive line. They're just too injured to be able to do that. So, this is practice number 13. Just a tough one. It is what it is. But the good news, I know everybody's freaking out that it's like, what is wrong with the 49ers and their training staff? This is training camp. This is just what happens. it's a violent sport, and I just got to say, y'all got to knock on some wood because these are not season-ending injuries. These are things that are going to take a month or so, but or less, hopefully, and these guys will be back. But the wide receivers room, it's a tough one. Demarcus Robinson said today that he is appealing the process, the suspension. He's appealing the suspension, and that process is going to take some time. So that is why we have not heard how many games Demarcus Robinson will be suspended. Could be, and I just realized my mic is not plugged in, so sorry for the sound not being as good as it normally is, but hopefully it's not terrible. I had recorded and then it didn't save, and so this is take two. All right, so now I've got the mic up. I don't know if it changes it for you guys, but it's pretty quiet in here. So Demarcus Robinson is appealing the suspension, and with that, what I'm thinking is that he was suspended for more than 3 games. I think it's 3 games minimum. It could be 5, it could be 4, but if it's 4 or 5, I could imagine that he would appeal that and then it would be put down to 3. I just don't think a guy who gets a DUI is going to get suspended for less than 3. Now, he spoke to media today, and he obviously feels badly about his mistakes. He won't ever do it again. He learned his lesson. Teaching moment for him and for his teammates, but it's something that, he's got to face the music. So week 1, 49ers could be without Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, potentially. We don't know the timeline there. Demarcus Robinson, and this Jordan Watkins thing. We just don't know how long this high ankle sprain. It is the 11th. A month is after week 1, which is September 7th in Seattle. So also, Jordan Watkins is a rookie. These reps are so valuable for young guys. So tough one for the rookie. But better news, there were some guys who played well, who did come back. And Jair Brown was in the lineup today. So he was in and out. He was dealing with that ankle injury. Evan Anderson, defensive tackle, was back at it, which is good because they are really light on defensive tackle. So Evan Anderson is back. And Andre Dillard, offensive lineman, he was back in the mix as well. So they are getting some guys back. They did we're hoping that Yetur Gross-Matos would be back, but he's not going to be yet. He didn't hit his marker, so it's going to be a little bit longer for him. So Upton Stout should be back. Jacob Cowing should be back Tuesday or Thursday. They're hoping to get Renato Green back Thursday as well. But, kind of highlights. Marquis Siegel had his knee checked out. He's fine. He was out there practicing, and he actually has a chance to be the starting safety for the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan said, yeah, I'd say so. I think there's a lot of open competition there. I thought he had a really good game, special teams and on defense. I wouldn't rule him out for that. So Marquis Siegel, kind of bright spot in the 49ers opening loss in the preseason. Outside of that, just injuries. So they've got to get some depth. They've got to heal some guys up and get them back in. So of the best plays of the day, there was a really nice pass from Brock Purdy to Christian McCaffrey. I know we see that all the time, but I can't give you details on the X's and O's, but the way Christian McCaffrey ran the route and the blocking scheme that was set up for it, a couple of us were like, ooh, that looks pretty sharp. So expect to see that probably week 1. I told you about the tipped pass, Travis Gibson, that went right into Nick Bosa's hand. He doesn't get interceptions very often, so that was kind of a fun one. Let's see. The biggest hit of the day was Fred Warner and D. Winters hitting Luke Farrell, who had just got a pass from Brock Purdy. That was the biggest hit of the day. One of the best passes of the day was Mac Jones to Robbie Chosen, and really, really close coverage on that. But I mean, Mac Jones put it right where it needed to go, and a completion. He was being covered by Dallas Flowers, I think. Was it Jalen Mahoney? Jalen Mahoney was on him, and it was just the perfect pass to Robbie Chosen. Okay, so you're wondering why I'm acting confused. it's because my notebook smells like mint, and it's because I put my gum in that. I'm like, where is it coming from? Why does my notebook smell like mint? Anyways, it's been a long weekend, y'all. What else did I have here? What else did I put as my favorite plays? Um, Nick Bosa got pressure several times. And let's see what else. There was a low snap from Matt Hennessy to Mac Jones, something to kind of keep your eye on. Who else was out there? Starting defensive lineup was Nick Bosa, Kalia Davis, Alfred Collins, and Bryce Huff. Practicing returns, Junior Bergen and Jeff Wilson Jr. was out there with him. So that was special teams. They had a long special teams session today. And yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. The short practice. I expect it to be longer on Tuesday. We'll see who else comes back. Be good to see Jacob Cowling out there again, and maybe Upton Stout. So I'm going to sign off for now. I am speaking at one of the 49ers fan events tomorrow night, and if you're going to be there, looking forward to it. I'll tune in for you with you tomorrow. Chris Kasarik is going to talk after practice, and we missed talking to him when the coaches all spoke. His wife is battling cancer right now, so his schedule has been kind of crazy. Sending love and support to the Kasarik family because that cancer sucks. So hopefully she's doing well. I know she finished her chemotherapy treatment, and just sending hugs and support to that family. All right, so we'll get to talk to him tomorrow and get a little update on what he thinks about his young defensive lineman. All right, more tomorrow. Talk to you guys soon. It'll be day 14. Bye.